Hey, that's a certified hood classic right there. Turn that shit up. All right, I brought you a Canada Dry. Okay, tell me what's going on. Girl, you're crying because you can't get your hands on Destined Rivals? Are you serious? There's different ways to enjoy the hobby, okay? I already told you don't need to go out buying a bunch of packs and stuff like that, alright? Alright, after this one line dance, alright, let me tell you what. I will show you my whole entire Pokemon card collection, and we'll talk a little bit about Pokemon cards, because it wasn't always this way, and you just have to be patient. Alright? Hi, welcome to my mini-series I like to call my 2000s Time Capsule, where I go over pieces of media I grew up with, and I just want to have a bit of a reflective talk about it. And in today's installment, it's been long overdue, I'm going to talk about Pokemon cards, which is one of my kind of like niche hobbies. I feel like all my other hobbies I'm kind of like outspoken with, but like Pokemon cards is kind of one of those things that like I grew up collecting, I knew I loved them, but it was only kind of brought up like once in a blue moon, so I thought it would be kind of nice to talk about it. I think in this video I just kind of want to go over like a little bit of history about Pokemon cards, even though I don't know that much, but I'll try to do it justice. The current state of the hobby, which is atrocious, has been taken over by some weirdos, so yeah, we'll get into that. And then also show you guys my Pokemon card collection and just talk about, things I love about Pokemon cards, because it's a tough time right now in this hobby, and I feel like we're missing the hope in it and what made this hobby special to me in the first place, and I'm sure special to you. So if you're interested in that, please stick around. If you're a youngin' watching this, come on, sit right next to Grandmama. Today I'm about to tell you a tale of a hobby that used to be cheap, fun, and had plenty of product. Nobody was into this hobby. I know you were born in a time where a bunch of people are just buying this stuff up and it costs like thousands of dollars, but let me tell you something, baby. It wasn't always this way. And let me tell you the story. So Pokemon itself came out in 1996 in Japan and in the US in 1998. However, Pokemon cards came out a whole year later, which was 1999. And this card game took the world by storm. Ask any 90s kid, whether it was the drugstore, whether it was a gas station, these kids were buying these packs up like it was nobody's business. I'm sure everyone has seen today the world's most expensive Pokemon card, which is that one Charizard that came out in the first base set. Now, I wasn't able to find an exact number for how much it would cost to actually get like a singular booster pack back in the 90s, because I'm sure it varied from like state to state. Obviously, you gotta include like taxes and all that. But basically, from what I found and what people have said on forums, is that it ranged somewhere from about $2.99 to about $5. I also might think this could depend on like the set that you were buying at the time. As far as booster boxes go, people were saying that they were spending around like 80 to 90 bucks. Now, personally, I have no stake in telling you what it was like getting Pokemon cards back in the 90s, because I'm a 2000s baby. I started collecting these cards a lot later, so I can speak to that experience, which I will later. However, I do have an older brother that did grow up in the 90s, that did have Pokemon cards, and I was able to kind of like, gauge some stories out of my family and kind of see his behavior, and then also get one of his older cards and stuff like that, which I thought was pretty cool. So I think I can speak to maybe a little bit, maybe a little bit. Now, to my knowledge, I don't think we've ever experienced a Pokepocalypse, which is what I call the current state of the Pokemon card community right now, which is where you gotta fight tooth and nail for a singular card and, like push over a baby or something, because there's no product on the shelves, because people are broke and apparently have to make others suffer because of it. But according to my knowledge, I don't think there's ever been a time, other than maybe the start of like 2020, where Pokemon cards have ever been like unavailable. Maybe like a short like sold out or whatever, but that's just kind of like based on like my own memory, and then based on like what I've seen and stuff like that. Like, it's always been full shelves. It's never been like a struggle to really get them. And this is also according to like my own brother's experience. Like, he had a bunch of Pokemon cards. I mean, the kid was getting in trouble for it. Like, in school, a lot of y'all was getting in trouble for trading these cards in school. So I'm venturing to guess y'all never really suffered from like having no stock. Y'all had everything. Allegedly, my brother had a bunch of Pokemon cards, and I'm pretty sure they're locked away somewhere in storage like any other person or whatever. But according to my dad and according to him, they had a bunch of Pokemon cards. Like, I'm sure they have some sealed product somewhere. I don't know. But the only Pokemon card that I was able to get a hold of that, I kind of took, I didn't really ask for it, but I took it, was this, like, Rhyhorn. And I'll try to put a picture up of it. I don't know what set it's from, but I found it in the drawer one day and it had a sleeve over it, and I was like, ooh, it's dirty, but like this is cool. Like, this is nothing like the Pokemon cards I had before. So, I'll try to show it in my collection if I don't put a picture up now. But I thought it was really cool, and it looked old, and it said it was from 1999. So I was like, ooh, this is cute. I like this. Like I said before, I didn't start collecting Pokemon cards until, like late 2000s or whatever. So around like 2011 to 2012, I was around 5th grade in this time, and I just started getting into Pokemon. So I was on the Black and White era. My first era was like the Sinnoh region and stuff. So like Diamond, Pearl, Platinum era. But I was currently at the time on Black and White series. I absolutely love Unova region, everything that has to do with it. Like, I'm obsessed. So, definitely started getting into Pokemon at the time, and I wanted to start collecting cards. Like, I was curious about it. So I told the story briefly before in my Pokepocalypse video, but basically I got like a gift card from my grandma, and I went to Target and I picked up a Keldeo EX tin and a binder, I believe, at the time. And in my first ever opening of Pokemon cards, I got a Registeel EX card, and I was like obsessed with it. I didn't know it was rare at the time. I didn't know like EXs were like kind of like a good pull and stuff like that, but like it was a Registeel EX4, and I loved that card so much. It was from Dragons Exalted, and I was like obsessed. I think also at the time the packs that I got were like from, I think it was like Plasma Freeze. So those are like two of my like favorite sets ever. Like, I love those so much. I got like really good pulls out of them, or at least I felt like at the time. Like, I was very happy. I was very happy. And that's kind of what started my Pokemon card collecting journey. I just got a binder and just started collecting them and like showing my cousins once in a blue moon and stuff like that. Like, it was a fun time. It was a fun time. The Registeel EX, my original one, I unfortunately did lose, which sucked. I was very upset about that. However, recently I was able to find one for pretty cheap, about like $20, and I now own one again. So it's like I'm reliving my childhood experience, everything, all the pieces fit together in my puzzle. So I'm very happy. And from that point on, like, I feel like the rest is kind of history. I would just pick up Pokemon packs when I could, like loose ones. It didn't really matter like what kinds and stuff like that. I even think like in McDonald's toys and stuff like that, even though I didn't save them, like I would get them. But I think this was actually a little bit before I decided to be serious about it. But like, yeah, like I feel like any kid kind of experienced that, was just, in like Burger King toys or something like that, like getting like a Pokemon card of some sort, or like a promo card. And I don't know. I think at the time I thought they were kind of like, yeah. I was like, these aren't real. So I think I might have like thrown them out, but now I kind of wish. I'm like, oh, it would have been kind of nice to keep them. I also know at the time I was watching a lot of Pokemon related YouTubers, like, in regards to like the games and stuff like that, but also in regards to Pokemon cards. Just to name a few, like it was like Marilyn, and then also like Jay Witt, and then Primetime Pokemon. I love that dude, and he's still collecting cards to this day. Like, just very genuine people that like just enjoyed the hobby. Like, it was really nice. And for some of them, like compared to like Primetime Pokemon, like my collection at the time was like tiny, like very tiny, and like he had like these mountain boxes of cards, and I'm pretty sure it's because he's been collecting maybe since the 90s or whatever. But I just always thought it was so nice, like seeing people open these things called booster boxes, which I had no idea existed. I just thought it was the singular packs. I didn't know no better. And like the stuff from McDonald's or whatever, or like fast food joints. And here I am looking at like these big boxes of like 30 packs of cards, and like, like it was just so cool to see, like, and like watching them pull it, and then like pull something. It could be regular, but like, like seeing them pull like these really cool like looking cards and stuff like that. Like, I just thought it was like, it was a fun pastime for me watching that. Like, I really enjoyed it. I think my favorite unboxings were of like, again, like the packs that I started with, or like whatever, like, like Plasma Freeze and stuff like that, or Dragons Exalted. Those were like my favorite ones to watch, because I would just sit there. I'd be like, are you pulling a Kelia? Are you pulling a Kelia? Like, it was nice. It was a nice time. And you could tell they really had like a passion for the hobby. I think for primetime Pokemon specifically, some people would even send him in cards and like he'd go over them and stuff like that. And it just looked really cool. Like, I liked it a lot. And I liked the passion that they had for it. It wasn't about like money and like, you know, turning everything into a freaking investment. I feel like that's such a stupid way to like ruin something that you love. I truly do. So during this time, I never had a problem picking up Pokemon cards, ever in my life. I mean, there was times where I couldn't afford like those big boxes that you see. Obviously, I'd have to get those things on sale, but like there was never a problem getting Pokemon cards, ever. Like, you'd have the toys in stock, you'd have the cards in stock right next to one. Like, it's just, it was never an issue. I never thought there would be a point where I would need to sit there and like save packs or think at any point they would be valuable. I'm also kind of grateful I didn't. It would have been nice to have like a Plasma Freeze pack. Like, I would love to have that in like my possession now, just to have it, not even to open it or whatever. But you know, I'm kind of happy I grew up in a time where I didn't. I just opened it, because that was the fun of it, right? Like, you know, it wasn't the fact that it was like making money or whatever, and it wasn't like, you know, like, again, like an investment kind of thing. It was just fun. That's the only reason you open it, is fun. You get a cool card. And the reason I collect Pokemon cards mainly is the art. That's all. I don't know how to play the game. I should learn how to play the game, but like I've always collected them for the art. I always just love the way these cards look, and to collect cards that are of like your favorite Pokemon and see them in a certain art style and stuff like that. Like, you have different artists that make different cards and stuff like that. And I just always thought it was fun. I always thought it was great. And to see what the hobby has turned into now is honestly like the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. It makes me angry. So again, picked up packs here and there or whatever, right? And then I don't think it was until like around like 2019 was maybe around the last time I was able to pick up a card easily, and then or a pack easily. And then 2020 suddenly hit, and all of a sudden you see these videos from people like Jake Paul and all of these dudes who failed at sneaker investing, because, you know, that market's gone now, it's dead, and you wonder where they went. And it turns out they went to go torture other people in their own hobbies because they're broke, and somehow you need to pay for that. Because I'm broke and I refuse to get a real job, you now have to suffer, you now have to pay my bills. So what they did is, Jake Paul basically, I think, brought up a bunch of like old Pokemon cards or something like that from like the 1990s and stuff like that. And it's not to say that these cards already weren't worth something when I was growing up and stuff like that. Like, again, you had Charizard, which was thought to be like the most expensive one, but it wasn't that big a deal, right? Like, I at least at the time don't remember any of that. Maybe it was because I was a kid, maybe because I was ignorant, but I personally don't remember it. Even as a teenager, I don't even think I remember like people pining to go sell these cards or whatever, right? Pieces of cardboard at the end of the day. Because everybody was at home and bored out of their minds and was like, I'm gonna open like a few of these cards and stuff like that. Pretty soon people started looking at it as an opportunity to extort money out of people. And it's just distasteful as hell. So I think it was Jake Paul and then also Logan Paul, like just buying up like the world's most expensive card, which is the Charizard one, like for like I think like over $1 million or something like that. And then all of a sudden, all the broke sneaker bros, when their market crashed, was like, you know what? No, it's fun. I'm gonna go torture the nerds by buying up all the cards and making so they can't get any, and then reselling it back to them at a higher markup. Like, it was just awful. So pretty soon I would go into my local GameStop, and what would happen? There's no card, Pookie. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean you don't got cards? What are you talking about? You don't have cards? We don't got them. And then pretty soon you start hearing about fights breaking out at Target and fights breaking out at Walmart and like drugstores and wherever to get these cards, and it's just empty shelves, nowhere to be seen. Can you find the freaking Pokemon card? And it just sucked. Like, you know, like as a casual collector, it really sucked for me. Like, I wanted to get back in, like, again, like it was a casual thing. Like, I liked going to pick up packs, see what I can get and stuff like that, like building up my stuff over time. And then like once in a blue moon treat myself to like a bigger box. And I know one of my dreams as a kid, because I was watching these Pokemon YouTubers and stuff like that, watching like open 30 packs, I was like, I want to get a booster box one day. When I have an adult job and I have enough money, when I save up that $100, I'm gonna get a booster box. That was one of my dreams. And unfortunately now, that dream is so far out of reach. The days of $70 to what, like $100 booster boxes or whatever at its most expensive, mind you, at its most expensive, is now over $300, and I will never be able to afford that. You know, well, I could, but I just don't want to. Like, you know, like I truly think that's ridiculous for something that used to cost like what, like under $100 or something like that, and again, 100 at max. Like, I just think that's so stupid. Why? Because a bunch of neckbeards decided to infiltrate the hobby and now say it's worth 200. Oh no, Pookie, I'll save my money. I'll wait till that shit drops. After that, like, you know, Target stopped selling them and just was like ceasing all, again, like selling of these cards altogether. And I was just like, well, what the hell am I supposed to do? Like, I just check every so often and they won't be there. What sucked even more, though, honestly, in recent years is seeing the amount of kids that have gone past these aisles and have not been able to get their hands on a singular pack of Pokemon cards. It's literally, it's so depressing. Like, it truly, like, it grinds my gears. It really makes me angry. So after like 2020 hit, I think around like 2022, you started to kind of see the packs come again, like, you know, like slowly but surely. Like, you know, I was able to pick up like a couple of things and stuff like that, but I feel like the market was never the same after that. I was happy to get packs again casually, but it still sucked. Like, I didn't want to pay more for those. Obviously, it's a cheap hobby. That's the whole reason I got it in the first place. And now, with the recent resurgence of popular sets like, you know, like 151, I believe it is, and then also like the release of Prismatic, like, people have gone crazy again. So now that's the current state of the hobby, which is literally just stock up on however much you can without looking like a scalper. Which I don't know if you're going to even be able to do that. Just try to get as much as you can at the time, because you never know when you're going to see it again. It's like, it's literally the apocalypse. It's so stupid. Fighting off like a man with 2 kids and a wife with a mortgage. Like, that's just, it's just embarrassing, bro. Like, I'm getting this for my daughter, bro. Yeah, bro. Like, ew. Who are you? Like, get away from me. Like, you, some people just really have no shame or decorum. And now the hobby is just full of people who are just disingenuous, don't even like Pokemon, make fun of each other, make fun of Pokemon fans, which I think is insanity. Like, what do you mean? Like, oh, like, you're upset, like, I'm scalping Pokemon cards, bro? Like, you're literally a grown man with, like, Sylveon plushies or whatever. Like, I think I'll put up the YouTube video I'm talking about, but where this one YouTuber was reacting to the fact that this one dude is, like, air tagging, I think he was air tagging, like, Pokemon cards or something for views or something, which I think is stupid. Like, oh my gosh, how desperate for money can you be? And he called him out, and the dude was like, oh, look at you with you're a grown-ass man with like Pokemon plushies, like Sylveon plushies. And it's like, huh? I really have to sit there and like laugh to myself, because I'm like, you're reselling Pokemon cards. Who's more pathetic? Like, of course it would make sense. The Pokemon fan is upset that like you're reselling Pokemon cards for more than what you like paid for them and stuff like that. Like, that obviously it makes so much sense. Like, and why are you making fun of them for liking the stuff that's in the hobby, that's literally the merch? Like, what? Make that shit make sense. You're pathetic. Like, I really looked at that and I was like, is this not the pot calling the kettle black? Like, why are you making fun of the Pokemon fan for liking Pokemon things? That doesn't make any sense. Like, the mental gymnastics some of these scalpers come up with is actually embarrassing. Like, what are you doing? So, it's just full of like weirdos. Some people who are for the poke streets, okay? Some people who are, I think, like, just crazy people. Like, people who like are out of a job. Literally, the Olympics for the unemployed. Like, I can't. And like, no shame to the unemployed, but like, at least go try to find a job, like a job, not like selling Pokemon cards. It's not like a kid's trading hobby, because that's all it is at the end of the day. A kid's trading hobby. Like, you know, like how down in the dirt do you have to be to flip something that you got for $4 for 20? That's embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie to you. And the thing is, they have the audacity to call you broke. Like, the hypocrisy is just insanity. And for me, it's when they sit there and they're like, oh bro, I gotta feed my family, bro. I gotta hustle, bro. I got a business, bro. You know what would be a real business? Starting an actual business. Like, not reselling stuff that you got from the store. And then, oh, like, again, like I'm trying to feed my family. You know what you could do to feed your family? You could have saved the money you were spending on Pokemon cards and fed your family. That's the wild part. Like, you could have saved the money. Nobody asked you to go out and buy these cards, and then you get mad when nobody wants to buy this shit for like your elite trainer box for $80. Nobody wants to. Why are you getting upset? Nobody told you to spend that money. That's embarrassing. And you want that? This should be making me laugh. I can't lie. Fist fighting people, throwing people's chairs out of line during a drop because you're like, oh bro, I was in line first, bro. I was Who are you? Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, does nobody else laugh? Does nobody else like find this shit pathetic? Like, are we dead ass? Like, how are you this desperate? Oh bro, I'm trying to get this for my daughter, bro. My father would never. I don't know. That's giving like I don't know. That's giving childless activities, personally. If you're willing to fight, that's giving childless activities. Because only somebody without children would have time to do that. I don't know. Like I don't know. The lengths that these people are going to is insanity. So unfortunately, that's the current state of the hobby. Flipping packs for more than what they're worth, flipping booster boxes for more than what they're actually worth, and just the unemployed, like the unemployed fighting each other. It's really pathetic to see. And the only person I truly feel bad for in this case is I can live without Pokemon cards. I have a bunch already. Like, I can live without opening a couple of packs and stuff like that, even though I want to, obviously, and I do pick them up where I can. The only person that's really the victim of this whole thing is the kids. It's the children. As much as y'all love to preach about, oh, we love the children, we want to protect the children, no, y'all don't. No, y'all don't. It's pathetic. The fact that children can't even get a hold of the hobby that's meant for them. Keyword, meant for them. The fact that a child has to now compete with a grown man who refuses to take accountability and spend his money where it actually needs to be spent, which is, according to him, his family or whatever, like, you know, or starting up an actual business. He now has to use that to buy up a bunch of Pokemon cards and just leaves little Timmy, as the Pokemon card community, or refers to, you know, people who can't afford like Pokemon cards. You broke Timmys. Like, it's just the fact that this is even a term. Like, I feel bad for anybody named Timmy at this point, because you're a victim. Like, you broke Timmy. Oh my gosh, you can't afford my $300 booster box. You're broke. Even though I got it for $150. Like, it's just so pathetic. It's so sad, so pathetic. I've seen so many cases now with kids just being hyper, like, just like extremely disappointed looking at an empty shelf and knowing damn well that's not normal. Like, it was never normal for me as a kid and normal for y'all in the 90s and stuff like that. I just have to ask I'm like, what would your experience with Pokemon cards be like if you couldn't get a hold of it? Would you think positively about them? I don't think I would, personally. I saw a video of somebody trying to sit there and say, oh, Pokemon card product is available for kids. Like, you guys are being dramatic. Like, it would just make me pine more for cards, like, you know, I couldn't get as a kid and buy them for like 10 times the markup as an adult. And I'm like, you are speaking from the experience of having Pokemon cards. Right? You're speaking from the experience of having Pokemon cards as a kid. Because if it was me personally and I was looking at empty shelves, I would not have a fondness at all for Pokemon cards. I'd just be like, yeah, this is an adult hobby. This is for millennial men who don't know how to control themselves. Like, I would not have a positive repertoire, nor would I be spending my money on this. Like, you're speaking from the perspective of something you'll never be able to experience. Like, a lot of these kids are like sitting here with, a lot of these kids go through a lot. in this generation, I feel like Pokemon cards should be like the least of their worries. Like having a one should be like the least of their worries, right? Like, you know, I just think it's such a dumb thing to say as an adult who grew up having these cards. You know, like this is actually going to be an adult hobby, and I don't think it's a stretch to say that you're going to have a generation of kids who just don't have a passion for Pokemon cards. It's just going to be an adult hobby for most people, you know, which I think is stupid considering they're the intended audience, you know. Like, I just think it's dumb. I think it's really stupid, and y'all need to stop messing with these poor kids. Don't deserve any of this. Now, obviously, we're not going to end this on like a negative note and be like, oh, the hobby's just overrun with scalpers and stuff like that. Well, how can we enjoy Pokemon anymore? I guess we have to just pay these high prices. No, you don't. No, absolutely not. I made a whole video called How to Survive the Pokepocalypse to get some tips and tricks on how to still enjoy the hobby, because it's still alive and well. There's still plenty of ways to get Pokemon cards, and even if it's not the traditional route, which is, you know, opening like a booster pack or whatever, or like, I guess this is a booster bundle. This is kind of something recent. I never grew up with these. We're just gonna have to kind of deal with this form of collecting until the market goes down, because I'm of the belief that the market always goes down. If it went down post 2020, it can go down again. So we just gonna have to, you know, live and let live. Have some patience. Don't buy from scalpers. We don't promote that here. Don't sit there and be like, they forced my hand. Shut up. I now want to get to the kind of exciting part of this video, which is showing you guys my Pokemon card collection. Don't mind me. I had to put my hair up and take my jacket off because it's hot as heck in here. But, this is my entire Pokemon card collection. So, remember in the Pokepocalypse video when I showed off a bunch of like stacks of cards and like tins, and it made it seem a lot smaller than it actually is? I already told myself one day that I was going to sit down and organize everything in neat little binders and stuff like that, and I recently decided to do that, and it turned out I have a lot more cards than I actually thought I did. This has to be over 1,000. I don't know if that's that exactly, but it feels like over 1,000. I think about like 4 of these binders are actually full, and then like there's a couple that are almost complete, and then others that are just, you know, newer. So I'm gonna definitely put more cards in there over time, obviously. But these cards all range from 2011 all the way to 2025. I also have like a couple of like Pokemon slabs that I can show you. With that being said, I'm gonna go over each of these binders one by one with y'all. So yay! I think to start off, we're gonna start with my first ever Pokemon binder. I'll try to like angle it so there's no glare, but this is my first ever binder. Yeah, just tuck that back in there. This is obviously like a Leafeon on the front, and then it has a Glaceon on the back. I remember getting this from Target back in like, what's the date on this binder? 2013. Wow. So it was either like, yeah, it had to have been 2013, I guess, when I got this binder. Just at the front of Target one day, and I was like, hey, I got a gift card. Let me get a binder for all of my Pokemon cards, because this is about to get big up in here. So, if we start off in like the first page, you're gonna see I have like a lot of these are common cards. They're not like specialty cards and stuff like that. I'll obviously go over like the stories I know from like all the specialty cards I got, but here's the first page. You got a Horsey, a Ducklet, a Quagsire, and a Chubchoo. I'm not gonna list the names of like all these Pokemon, or else we're gonna be here all day, but I'll try to show them all briefly and stuff. As you can see, like all of the cards kind of have, I'm sorry, I'm like trying to like look at the same time that I'm showing these, but like all of them have like different artists and stuff like that. I tried to organize them by typing. Originally they were not all organized by typing. I did this recently. This binder in specific is like really like stretched out and stuff, because the way I used to collect was I used to shove cards like I used to shove these cards like, y'all are gonna hate me. I used to shove them in the same sleeve until it got really thick. So this used to be a thick binder, and now it's all like lopsided and kind of loose because of, you know, me stuffing so many cards in here over the years and telling myself, oh, I'll just get another binder, I'll get another binder. And then the paycheck came and I was like, no. Or my birthday money came and I was like, no. There's like one Pokemon card in here that I can tell a story about. Unfortunately, there are some kids out there who are missing their Pokemon cards. So funny story, you know, in school when people got like their items thrown in like a June box or something, this was actually one of their cards that was in the June box, and I just happened to get a hold of it. I'm not gonna say how, but I did. So your pulse wine is in good hands, whoever you are. If it was like sun bleached or like, I don't know what's wrong with this card, but it's kind of like, you can see on the edges, it's kind of like, it's definitely like faded and stuff like that. So I just want you to know it's in good hands. It's here, whoever you are. Okay, so here's some special cards right here. Here's some EXs and GXs. Again, these ones I got like all over time. I'm sorry, I keep looking at the camera to see if this is in full view, but I have a Victini here. Can't see what other ones. A Mawile, Arceus, Dialga, Palkia, Flygon. So these ones, the tag team ones, I believe were like in like when Pokemon cards were starting to come back a little bit. I think it was like Cosmic Eclipse that I started getting like really good pulls from. Like I wish I still had a pack of it, like a sealed pack, because Cosmic Eclipse I think was one of my favorites also. Flygon. Yep, so these are all really nice ones. EX, GX, V, you know, tag team ones. I actually have, I turn to this page, I actually have 2 of these, which is crazy. I like got 2 packs and then like pulled the same one, so I thought that was pretty cool. Let's see. Just some more commons and stuff like that. You're gonna notice that theme. It's a lot of commons, but these are all cards that I absolutely love. You know, like the thing is with Pokemon, like I'm just admiring the art. That's literally what I'm here for. It's just the art is so nice, and like it's just my childhood, man. Like I don't know how else to say it. Like these are all cards I care about, and like I feel like special cards are definitely like, again, they're special for a reason. They're awesome and stuff like that, but I really do want to like push the fact that like, here's a better way of doing this. Pokemon cards in general just have like really nice art, and every art is done by a different artist. Sometimes they have like returning ones, you know. There's also ones like some like of the older cards actually have like clay kind of like figures of like the Pokemon, which I think is really awesome. Like I think I do have one in here, not in here specifically, but just in my collection. I'll see if I can try to like find it, but when I do, I will definitely let you guys know that. I nick it. I've never seen that before. This thing right here. Never seen that in game. Has anybody seen that in game? Sorry, something fell. Yeah, that was shocking. So I have some stuff here. I will pick up those giant cards so you can see them. Just some more commons. Again, these all range from like 2011 to 2012. They're all mixed up. Don't know what sets they're from, unfortunately. Sometimes I would just grab packs and I was like, I'm not even concerned about like what set it's from. So if you see any that are familiar, you know, let me know. I would definitely love to label these someday, but I don't got that much time on my hands. I'm fine with them just being typed or like reduced to just their typing and stuff like that. So this is primarily a water binder, as you can see. And then there's Serena, How, Hop, and Milo. I don't know why I put traders kind of like at the last one. Again, this used to be like my only binder, and I would just stuff them in there. So these are kind of like, some of these are a little bit random, can't lie to you. But then I just dedicated the back of this binder to like all the professors and stuff, and I'm waiting to put one more professor in here. But this Professor Oak, Professor Research, and then Cedric Juniper. Yeah, so that is binder number 1. This is my first ever binder. These two were in the back and fell out, but these are from, you know, like giant sets and stuff like that. This is a Verizian V card. I got like a V box of her, so I definitely have like a V card, like a smaller one of her. I think it's really nice. Yeah. This was my first ever giant card. I think it came with like a binder or something like that I did get rid of because I didn't have very many giant cards. I recently had 3, but I gave one away to some kids because, you know, I like, you know, kids. These kids need it more than me. These kids need it more than me. And it was, I believe, a Voltorb. I think. I think. I'll try to put a picture up of what it was, but it was a V Voltorb, I think. Or was it an Electrode? Bitch, is you black? We will never know. But yeah, this was like, I got like a binder for this, and it just came with this card included in it, which I thought was pretty cool. And it's like it's an old Pikachu, you know? I think it's really nice. So fun fact, one of the boxes that I really wanted to get, but I missed the opportunity, was the Primarina GX box. I think around the time it was about like 40 bucks. I remember seeing it at like Target and Walmart for a little bit. And I was teetering back and forth. I was like, oh, it has like the little pin and like the giant Primarina card, because I love Primarina. I love Popplio so much. I loved him in Sun and Moon era and everything, and I wanted it. And it had it had a cute little pin. I think it might have had a coin, and it had like a giant card of her. So I was like, I want this, but do I want to spend 40 right now? Like I said, I was a casual collector, so I was like, I only get boxes when, you know, it's something special. So, or it's like on sale or something. So I was like, it'll be here. So now the retail price for it, because, you know, I waited so long, and, you know, these cards are an investment, bro. The box is now over like $200. And let me tell you something. I love Pokemon. I love Pokemon cards. I am a nerd, right? But $200. I don't know if I want to spend that personally. I don't. Do I regret it? I do, because I do want one. That would be nice to have in my collection. But I can live without it. If worse comes to worse, I literally can just get the pin itself. If people sell it separately, I hope they do. Or the coin itself that's not rated. Hopefully, maybe sorta. Or I've seen like a listing for like an $8 like giant card of like the Primarina and the GX box. So, I can always like collect that way. Again, like now it's not necessarily the packs I'm interested, even though I do want a Cosmic Eclipse pack just for the sake of collecting, because that was one of my favorite sets. I'm just kind of like I can live without him. I just want a Primarina GX card. Like she looks so pretty in there, and I didn't get her at the time, so that's kind of depressing. But yeah, that's one little story. All right, now to get into the more recent binders. This is my Alakazam binder, or the evolutions. Abra, Alakazam, Kadabra. Yes, that is definitely the yes. Don't clock me. But this is one of the more recent binders I got. I definitely showed it off in another video. Yeah, and then it's got a nice little strap, you know, to keep everything kind of neat and stuff. So we'll get into that right now. So this is kind of like the first page. This is one of the more like official binders, I feel like. The other ones are more like flimsy, like cardboard kind of ones, but this is like, you know, a nice one. Holds a lot more cards, and like, you know, obviously a lot more organized and sturdy. I will try my best. What's the best way to hold this? I don't want to put this on my desk. My desk is like messy. But this is some of my normal cards. A lot of these are going to be normal cards just because I don't have like a basic energy to kind of like put in the middle for a lot of these. So I decided I was going to put a lot of them like just side by side. Here's kind of some trainers. Here's like a Brock Scouting that I recently got. And then like N's Castle. We love N. Then we got some water Pokemon right here. Next page. As you can see, a little bit of energies here. Psychic. Don't have another fighting energy to put in here, but I definitely want to. So here are the cards. Release. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. Mama. And we got electric. There's some nice one. You know what? Screw it, I'm gonna film it. All right, so welcome to my desk. I'm gonna try not to shoot anything or get anything in the shot that is not this binder, because it is messy. However, this was the page I was trying to show you guys. This is all of my electric type Pokemon. This card I think is really cool. I just don't remember where it's from. I want to say it's from a recent set, like a reprint or something. I definitely know this one is a Voltorb, because down here it says 2016. They definitely think in one of the packs they were like reprinting like old cards. This one I want to say is one too, but I don't know. If anybody is like really good with this set stuff, like please let me know. Here's a recent one, Miradon. Here's a Poliwhirl, definitely a reprint one. But they're still really cool. Like I think it's nice that they included like old cards and everything. So yeah. We have a Clement's Quick Wit. We have a Ruffian, Ruffian, which I think is really cool. We got some stadiums here. Mask, a regular Brock Scouting. And we got our grass types here. Let's see, more electric Pokemon. Molga, definitely a reprint, but it's still a really cool Magnemite. Rotom. Trainer, definitely a reprint. Wait, no, not even a. This is just old. This is just, what date is this? 2014, I think. Let me zoom in real quick. Is that 2016? That's 2016. Definitely believe so. Yeah, 2016. Okay, so it's really cool. Emmett and Ingo and Emmett. Why did I say Ego? Ignore me, y'all. Ignore me. That's really cool. It's 2018. We have a Scissor Link. I think I got this one from like, I think there was like a Link kind of like box or something like that I got, and there was a scissor in it. I got it because there was packs in it. But then again, there was a bunch of like Spirit Link Pokemon cards at the time, so I could be wrong. Here's another grass type. I like how they change the energies like a bunch. Like they either keep it simplistic or try to add some type of sparkle and then they get rid of it later on. So this is interesting. I have another Milo. I definitely think I showed you guys another Milo. We have some Psychic. A Lowland Vulpix. I saw that on the other page. Nimona. I really like Nimona. Irvin. I thought Irvin was annoying. However, I do feel bad that his father died. Oh, I'm sorry that your dad died. He get 5 big boobs. Sorry. I'm stupid. Okay. Fairy Drop. I like this card a lot. I can't explain why, but I do. It's just pretty. I think it's because it's pink and purple. It's pretty. Some more trainer cards. How again? Sonia. Please excuse my voice also. And if I sniffle. I'm just coming off of cold. I'm so sorry. Pidgeot. Need to put what is it called? Fighting energy. I need to put a fighting energy here. Let's see. Again, full of more normal cards. Professor Sycamore. Colress. I really like these cards. Plasma. Oh my gosh. Plasma Freeze. I love Team Plasma cards. First of all, those cards. I don't know how to explain it. I just thought it was really unique how they put like the blue rim around it and stuff like that. Like I would kill if they like reprinted another, like either like did a reprint of Plasma Freeze or like they'll ever do that, or like I don't know, like definitely like a specialty one. Like you know how they have like Destined Rivals, yeah, you know how they have like Destined Rivals right now, and it's like a reprint of like Team Rocket cards and stuff like that, or just themed cards after them. I would love it if they did one, but for Team Plasma, because they're my favorite team. So I think this card is from 2012. Yep, but I love Colress so much. It I have some Pokemon Go cards in here because I had a Pokemon Go tin at some point. Yep. Here. Oh, and there was an Eevee. Yeah. Okay. Some more grass type cards. Some more water cards here. Duat. I love you, Duat. Pip. So we have Sneasel. Yup. And then we have some more psychic cards. Electric cards. Joltex. Oh, I love that Lopunny card. I love Lopunny. She's one of my favorite Pokemon. And a Bunny. I have a couple of dark cards here. And some more grass. Again, need another fighting energy to put here, but there's other ones here. Oh, I like that card. You're definitely gonna see a lot of repeat cards here. Some normal types. I like this Pikachu. Yeah, a lot more normals in here. Definitely some repeats. I feel like the card I get the most, to be honest, is like Apom. Don't know why though. Skitty. Oh, and here, I think this is kind of like one of the, it's not a clay one, but it definitely looks like a toy that this artist kind of like took a photo of it like in a field or something, or maybe they just edit, but it's really cool. And then I like the Dunsparce. Like a hollow little Dunsparce here. I also like the cards where it has like the trainer and it's like this trainer's specific Pokemon, like Hopswolu. I don't know. I just think it gives them more like personality and stuff. Can't exactly explain it, but you know. I don't think I've ever gotten its twin. I forgot what its Plusle. I think it's Plusle. I don't think I've ever gotten its twin. I may be mistaken, but I'm gonna stick to my guns with it. And then I ran out of psychic energy to put here. And then I definitely ran out of water energy, so I should probably get more of those just to label them. But yeah, that will conclude the second binder. Now onto the third binder, and I believe this is a Twilight Masquerade binder. Definitely a recent set, so I've opened a couple things from Twilight Masquerade. I don't think it's a bad set. I do like this Pokemon up here. It's like it's the ogre Pokemon, or at least it's ogre mask, and it's got like different ones. I think it's really cute. I don't know, but we are gonna get into this one right now. I'll try to bend this one. Yeah, I'm gonna attempt. If not, I'm gonna switch. But here's one of the basic energies that I was able to put in the middle here. It's a double colorless energy, which I think is pretty cool, and it's like a gold kind of one. I don't know, I thought that was really nice. But again, you're gonna see like a lot of like repeat cards kind of. Chansey. Yeah, I'm gonna put this on the desk again. Back to the desk. So we have our basic cards here, which is really cool, or normal type I should say. Draw energy. I know that's different from like a colorless energy, but it's still the same symbol, so I just decided to put it there. I know somebody's gonna be technical and be like, no, you know what, it's my collection, bro, bug off. Anyway, this Ursaring is actually special. It may not look like it because, like, you know, it's been a little bit lost due to time, but I believe this is like a Radiant Collection Ursaring. And when I say Radiant Collection, I should say maybe the Shining Collection, because that's what it was referred to in Japan. That is actually one of my favorite collections. Like, out of all of them, I honestly love that collection the most, because everyone, like every card that you would get and stuff like that was like holographic in some way. And I believe like the English prints were in Legendary Treasures. That's another set that I really liked. They all included one Radiant card, and sometimes you'd be lucky and get like one of the special like full art cards from that set, which was like a Meloetta, a Reshiram. I'll try to put pictures up. I think there was a Mew one that I would really like. Like, I would like all the cards in the Radiant collection, if I'm going to be completely honest. There was a Shaman. I believe there's a little bit more, but like those are the ones that are just coming off the top of my head. There was a Sylveon one, I do think. I forgot when this set came out. I'll try to find the date and like plug it in the caption or whatever, but those are definitely like one of my favorite card sets ever. I used to watch so many people unbox that set specifically just so I could watch them pull those cards and everything like that. So yeah, I would definitely love to collect like all those cards. I'll put up all the cards that I would like to collect from that set, which is again pretty much all of them. Like if I could get I will get them eventually over time. With that being said, you know, let's continue. Another Pokemon Go card. This is from Journey Together. That is again one of my favorite sets. They're even like I don't know, they've been popping off with these recent sets. I've been getting really good pulls from Journey Together. I like this one. I like them a lot, especially like certain cards and stuff like that. Unfortunately, some of them are a little bit more expensive than others right now, but I still think it's pretty cool. But definitely like Journey Together. Let's see, more cards here. Here's another energy that's a little bit older. Don't remember where it came from though. I like that Corsola a lot. Another older energy card. What date did that come from? 2014 actually. It looks so much older now that I think about it. I'm like, dang, like in 2014, like I don't know, like is it like they just look so much older, but I guess that's, you know, that's what time does to us. So it makes us think things are older than they actually are to us in our mind anyway. I love this Superior. Definitely got from one of my first packs. It is I believe it is like a holographic one. Yeah. Some steel Pokemon here. Cavalier, except I have like two ones that are like, I know I said again, like certain pockets I put others like behind, duplicates behind others. Like I'll have a couple like reverse hollow ones that I want to put in front of this one, but didn't do that in this case, I guess. Siglio, Ends Clang. I like the Gengar Spirit Link. I definitely think I got that from like a separate like pack kind of thing, like a specialty box kind of thing. I like this Misty and Lorelei right here. Definitely got from Cosmic Eclipse. I like the Professor's Research, Professor Rowan, Erica. I like Professor Jack. He's cool, even though the school section of Pokemon Scarlet Violet was pretty boring to me. Professor Sada. A regular one now. Growlithe. This is definitely like a reprint of some kind. A holographic energy that looks a little bit older. Let's see. Oh, there's a special card. Okay, Vulpix. All these fire Pokemon. And then definitely a reprint. But here is a Tyranitar. Yes, Tyranitar. Tyranitar GX. I definitely think I pulled him. If not, he is a promo card. I don't exactly remember. I do remember I did it when I was going back to school shopping in high school. I think it was like my senior year. I was trying to shop for my senior year and I saw they had Pokemon cards and I was like, this definitely seems like an important purchase to make. Definitely not. Definitely a childish thing. Another Pokemon Go card. Steel Pokemon. More Steel Pokemon. I like this Registeel. It's like a 3D kind of one. I like that a lot. Tangrowth. Definitely some like 2012 cards here. Oh, I had a Jirachi. Wow, I did not look at that. Some more grass type Pokemon. Again, a lot of basics. That's the first Jinx I think I've seen. I like this Ghastly a lot. Again, like a reprinted card, but it's still nice to have like the old art. Then we got our first Pokemon, our first Team Plasma Pokemon right here, again with like the blue border and stuff like that, and then the shield I think is like super cool. So I think that's definitely more cards that I would like to collect, is like the Team Plasma cards. And with, I think, like White Flare and Black Bolt coming out, like a bunch of like Black and White series cards are gonna go up in price, and I'm not liking that right now. I really don't like that, but I'll try to get them eventually. This is another Radiant Collection card from Legendary Treasures, definitely. This is Rhyhorn, and this is actually the card that I was talking about when I said I just found it in the drawer one day, and it's definitely from my brother. It was in a sleeve. Haven't taken it out the sleeve or anything like that, but it's definitely old, as you can see, lost due to time, but definitely like old card, like official old card, like no reprint. This is definitely old, but I think he's really cool. Some dark cards. I'm not really a fan of ancient Pokemon. I feel like I should be, because it's supposed to be like a fossilized, like old Pokemon, but I'm not. I don't know. Got another special card here. We got dark energy cards again, and then we have this Darkrai. This Darkrai, I believe, is he? Yes, I believe he is bent somewhere. I think this was like my, or maybe not. Is he bent? I don't know. I believe it's bent somewhere, but I think this is what my little brother gave me. So I think he either got this for me or I found this somewhere in our house, but I wanted to take care of it. But it's a Darkrai GX. Again, really cool art. More psychic Pokemon. More psychics. Cosmog? Cosmem. Oh, Cosmem. Cosmem. Okay. There's a Cosmog. And then we have more fighting type Pokemon. Landorus, I think, is really cool. And Meloetta! I love Meloetta so much. Yep, and I would just need to put another fighting energy here. So we are done our third binder. All right, we are now on to the fourth binder, and it has a Greninja on it. I did not choose Greninja in the 6th generation. I wish I did, instead of choosing Chespin, because Chespin evolves into that ugly looking grass Pokemon, and it made me mad. I wanted him to stay cute, or at least look cool in the end, and I didn't get my wish. So in my canonic version now, I believe that I chose a Froakie instead of a Chespin, and it never happened that I chose a Chespin. I always chose Froakie. When you tell your friends that, I always chose him. These are some water Pokemon right here. I really like this Pokemon just because he looks like sushi. I think it's really cute. Alamola? Alamanana? I don't know what to call that thing. I really don't. I always used to want to call it almond as a kid. I hope I'm not the only one. I think this is like a reverse hollow Frostlass. That's really cool. Palafin. So definitely some recent cards. Ooh, jumped ahead. Some water Pokemon. Definitely got some futures and ancients in this collection. I got Enzyrumaka. I love that. Oh, here's a special one. I got an Arcanine EX. I think Surging Sparks. I think. If not, the base set. If not Surging Sparks, then definitely the base set. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it might just be base set. But for like Scarlet and Violet, just yeah. Larvesta. Chiyu, Volcarona. Got a Torchic. Got a lot of Torchics. Okay, TMS. Ogerpon, that's his name. Okay, that's really cool. Got an older looking energy. I think this is another kid's energy that was in the June box. Got a Tangrowth. Tangela, a Sunflora. I get a lot of Shelmets. I definitely do. I love Lilligant. There was definitely like some type of Japanese box that had like Lilligant, like you could get like a Lilligant figure, and then I think it came with a piece of candy. I don't remember what it, I'll try to find out what it was. It was released in Japan. I remember seeing some type of YouTuber. It was a smaller one, definitely. I don't know why. I'm kind of weird, but I like ASMR. So like listening to that was like, that was like my ASMR. And I didn't know what ASMR was at the time, but I always wondered why I went back to that video. Now I know why. Older Grass Energy. See, they always make it like heavily detailed and then they take it away. I think it's kind of cool that they do that though. Meowscarada, I think. Here's the Pokemon that I always think is related to the y'all know who I'm talking about. I don't remember its name. I would put a picture up though, but apparently it doesn't evolve into that. It's weird. It's weird. Pokemon is weird sometimes. Lily's Cute Fly. Esper. That's a really cute Esper actually. Clefairy. Little troll looking thing. Arambi. Mimikyu, I love Mimikyu. And Siglith. Meryl, Flabebe, Drifloon. Again, older looking energy. Then we got Ionos. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm so sorry. Watro, I think. Kilowatro. Ah! Figured it out. Okay, figured it out. That's clever. Watro. Another Ionos Watro. Tapu Koko. That's a special one. I definitely got this recently. An EX. Yeah. I definitely have like a couple of like these of Ionos Kilowatro. Joltex, Ends Joltex, just regular Joltex. Bellabolt. A Magneton. I definitely think this is a reprint, but it's really cool. This is holographic. Ionos Electrode. Another Tapu Koko, but this one's just kind of like a reverse hollow. Zapdos. Definitely a special one. Joltex reverse hollow. This Electrode I like, and it's like a single strike one. Definitely holographic in the back here. Chinchou, I think. Chinchou. Yes. Okay. Alolan Golem. I have a lot of Kilowattrels. Here's our other Plasma Freeze. Just a Pokemon, Team Plasma Pokemon. It's the Jolteon. It's got the little shield. I think they're super cool. Greninja, that's actually a fighting type, which I think is really cool. Either base set or I did pull from Surging Sparks. I do not remember. I wish I knew. Definitely an older energy. Don't remember where this comes from. I think I like this Hawlucha. It's cute. And then we have some ancient Pokemon here. Slitherwing. Larvesta. At first I didn't really get the point of ancient Pokemon. I really like looked at these Pokemon when I was playing and I was like, what do you mean that's not a Volcarona? I think the first one I saw was like a Hydreigon and they were like, no, it's an Iron Jugulus. I was like, what? No, that's a Hydreigon. It's like, you people are lazy. Like why don't you just redesign the Pokemon? But I guess I get the point of ancient Pokemon now. Again, still not my favorite, but I get the point of them now. This is really cool. And then here are all of my fairy cards, which they don't produce fairy cards anymore. And I would like to get more of these, specifically just fairy. I like them. I like the pink. This is definitely, as you can see, creased up, but this was for my little brother and it's an M Gardevoir EX. I don't really remember what the M stands for, but I thought this was really cool how they put like writing in Japanese on these cards. Honestly, oh, M Mega. That's what. Oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. But this is Mega Evolution Gardevoir, which I think is really cool. And I definitely want to get more like fairy cards just to fill up this spot specifically, but I wouldn't mind starting another one because they don't produce fairy cards anymore. I'm assuming it got too complicated for the game or something, or they just weren't as useful, or they weren't printing as many fairy cards, but I like them a lot. I really like this carnivore, and I definitely want to get more, so I fill up this page. But we're off of the 4th binder, onto the 5th. All right, we are onto the 5th binder, and this one has Ayana and Bella both on it. I really like it because it is a Journey Together binder, and then Lily and her Clefairy, which I think is super cute. Okay, so definitely think there's gonna be some recent cards in here. Don't remember if I put any older ones when organizing, but first page is Steel. Haven't filled this up all the way. I like this Heatran right here. Bronzer, Shieldon, and Cling Clang. Then we got like a Radiant card, which whenever I say Radiant collection, I remember I got this specifically from one of those like bids where it's like 99-cent cards and you're guaranteed maybe like 2 hits or something. Obviously people don't like them because it makes it seem like you're gonna get some like rare cards or something like that, when really they're just gonna give you commons. I'm okay with commons. I don't mind having commons. Obviously I have whole binders full of them, but like I think they're pretty cool. I don't mind them. So I did get one where I could get a couple of hits guaranteed. When I said Radiant collection, I obviously meant like I'll throw a picture up, this kind of Radiant collection card, but I do know there's like one that's actually called Radiant. It can get like confused and stuff like that, so they did end up giving me like actual like Radiant cards, and I believe this is like a shiny version of a Charjabug. So, but I still think they're pretty cool, so I put them in here anyway, or kept them anyway. Again, another Ayano, Kilowattrel, Shinx, Electabuzz, more Pikachus. There's definitely a couple of Pikachus behind here. Here's a recent card from Destined Rivals. It's a Team Rocket's Mareep, which I think is really cute. Got a Jolteon. Excuse me, sorry. Rowlet, Caterpie, Fungus. Again, really cool stuff. Grass Pokemon here, Sprigatito. I love Sprigatito. Scyther, Kirby. Definitely have a couple Scythers behind there. A Shaman. I really like that. Some more grass Pokemon. Long video because I got so many. This one is bent up a little bit. I believe I got it from my little brother. If not, this definitely came from a kid from Jukebox. Oh, here's another Team Rocket Pokemon right here. Magby, Victini, Older Energy right here. Another Victini here, really cool. Incineroar, Inferno, and then we have some trainer cards here. Iris, Wallace, Ethan's Adventure, really cool. Got Team Star Grunt. Team Star is actually like my least favorite. I'm not really a fan of Team Star. Gotta fill this up with something. I just feel like they're the less like, I don't know. I could accept like Team Skull because Team Skull is funny. Like I genuinely thought Team Skull was funny, but they still kind of posed a threat. Like I could take their leaders seriously. This, not so much. I don't know. Some more Destined Rivals cards here. A Sneasel, which I thought was pretty cool. Trainer cards, but these are actually items. Oh yeah, well, trainer cards, but items specifically. Try to get a little bit more organized with them instead of just labeling them by place. Lily's Pearl, which I think is really cute. Some genuine places, like some stadiums. The Watchtower, I think, is really cool. Some more supporter kind of cards. Got some Pokeballs I tried to put together. And a Lickitung. Wow. Oh, actually, we did not fill this one, so gotta get on that. Gotta fill with 2 more cards. Ogre Mask, Big Charm. Let's see. Got some more basic energy cards here. Basic energy. Just basic Pokemon cards, if you know what I mean. I think there was one of Hop's Pokemon around there. Some fighting Pokemon, more ancients, Ethan's to the roof. Again, kind of ran out of fighting energy, so definitely gotta put some ones in here. We got a Cynthia's Gibble. I really thought it was cool how they added Cynthia. Even though, I'm not sure, I don't think she's like Team Rocket. I think that's more Team Galactic, but no, I still think it's cool that they added her. I haven't really seen Cynthia cards, so it's interesting. We got some more Fable. We got an Xerneas. We got a Gardevoir EX here. It's really nice. Definitely one of the ones that I got like guaranteed in a 50-cent bid. And then we got some more Psychics here. And then that concludes the 5th binder. On to the 6th. So this was actually a binder I got today. This is the 6th binder, and this is a Distant Rivals binder. So themed after Team Rocket. I thought it was really cool. Obviously didn't want to like stuff my cards or anything like that, so I got a separate one just so I could continue to organize them and everything. So this one is fire type, so I got some fire type Pokemon here. Chimchar, this is definitely older Chimchar, which I like. A Raboot, and then I put all the evolutions together once I noticed. Decided to put those together. Then we got a Noob, Ignite. We got some more Ethan Pokemon, Team Rocket, Houndour. We got Ethan's Meg Cargo, which I think is cool. This Pokemon, this is what I was talking about when I said it's not related to Volbeat, which is really weird. I think it's really, really weird. I think somebody else had to think that. Let me know in the comment sections if you thought that. That was an evolution to like, this was like a evolution for Volbeat, but apparently it's not. Voltorb, Voltorb. Ethan's Pinsir. Another Team Rocket Pokemon. Army, I think, is really cute, and I like how they included all 3 of them. Some dark Pokemon here. Oh, and here. I'm gonna put Steel Pokemon here, promise. Whenever I get them. Again, dark Pokemon is not filled up all the way. Fill this page up. Point. Chinchino, Bunnery. Got a lot of Bunneries here. Another Team Rocket, Porygon 2. I've never had a Porygon 2, which is really cool. And here's a specialty card in the middle, but another Team Rocket, some rivals. Pokemon here, and then I pulled this one yesterday actually. At the time of recording this, it is June 8th, and I probably will not get this out, but I opened this on the 7th, and I thought it was really cool. It's Team Rocket's Raticate, so nice art. I do like Distant Rivals, considering the fact that I got a nice one. So, yeah, Gibble. Got some of our Dragon Pokemon here. Oh, and we got a Salamence EX. I like how I'm just going, oh, like just looking at all these EXs and stuff like that. I'm like, I just decided to put in like a normal binder. Definitely got to fill these up for dragons, but another Radiant Collection card. And then they got on a Alolan Executor EX. I definitely think I got this from like a local card shop where again it guarantees you like two hits, and then the rest are probably like common cards. Noivern, Gabite. We got some of Misty's Pokemon here. So her Psyduck, her Magikarp, and her Staryu. We got Cynthia's Milotic, Wash Rotom. Are they just making Rotom with appliances? I have never seen, like, I have a fan one and I have this one. And I think I have an oven one too. Are they just making appliances out of him? I like this Frostlass. I like how it has Candace in the background. Definitely gotta fill this up again. But Suicune right here. Frogadier. Tank. I've never had this Pokemon. She's really cute. I like her. I feel like she would have been a fairy Pokemon. She probably was a fairy Pokemon. Screamtail for Jigglypuff, an ancient Jigglypuff. Clefairy. Another Team Rocket Hypno. I like this one. I like the art for this. It's super cute. I like these art. I like this a lot. This is like, I just feel like so textured and like cool. Like it's 3D-ish. Like I love that. I love it so much. Claydol, Steven's Claydol. I love Steven. Anyway, we're not gonna talk about that. Kirlia, Meowstic. I loved Steven a little bit too much when I was growing up. When I played, I think it was like Alpha Sapphire, and I think it was like something Ruby. I forgot. Definitely Alpha Sapphire, and something Ruby. But I played Alpha Sapphire, obviously, since that's the only freaking name I can remember. But he was Steven. Hold on, because Drowsy, Siglith. Some more fighting Pokemon here. I pulled this Regirock recently too. Regirock EX. I think it's really cool. Not my Registeel EX though. It's not my Registeel EX. Great Tusk. Whimsicott. Whimsicott used to give me so much trouble in the games. Spearow, Buneary again. You know. Definitely got to fill this up, and then obviously got to fill up this last page too. So it's a bunch of fire Pokemon, and I like this Arcanine. Really cool. Really, really cool. And I knew it! I have a heat Rotom! An oven freaking Rotom! Like, are we making appliances out of this dude? I'm just asking. I'm just questioning for real. And then I have a whole another page to fill up, which I will do. I think I have a couple in this binder. But again, I did get it just to kind of like organize a bit and stuff like that, just so I didn't have any cards overlapping. But that is the end of binder number 6, I believe I said I was on. Okay, so we're on to our 7th binder. So this is a Lily Journey Together binder. This is definitely from a Japanese set that I got this binder. It's a little cheap. It's like made of cardboard and stuff, but I think it's really cute. So definitely want to get it, and it came with Japanese cards. I opened it in my Pokepocalypse video, which again I'll link below in case anyone wants to watch it. But in here we have some Japanese cards. I plan on filling these all with this whole binder with Japanese cards as I get them over time. But it was the Journey Together Japanese version, and I believe it's something. It's not Journey Together, I believe it's Battle Partners that this set is called in Japan. So got some Japanese cards here. Definitely one of Hop's Pokemon, Sprigatito. I like how the back of the cards are a lot more, they just look a lot nicer. I don't know, they look a lot more colorful and stuff like that. Just very, I don't know, I just think they're really nice. Japanese cards I believe are a little bit thinner and flimsier, but again I still like them. Some more Japanese cards. A lot of them. I think when I did order one of my items from Japan, I ended up getting like a couple more Japanese cards other than the ones that I opened when getting this binder. Definitely want to collect more. And then, as you can see, I have a bunch of English cards in here, which I will remove eventually. But just for now, they're going to be in here because they are my special cards. So I got a Houndoom right here. I definitely pulled this. I don't remember when, but I did. I went through the stack and I was like, oh, I forgot I got this. It's pretty cool. Metal V. Here's from the okay, so it was an Electrode box that I did open, an Electrode V box. I think it's pretty cool. I just don't have the giant card of it anymore because I wanted to give it away. This has to be Sorted Sparks. It has to. Otherwise, it's the base set. Flygon EX, Drapion V, Siglio GX. Definitely got this from my little brother. I don't think he was taking care of it, so I just decided to put it in my binder. If he wants it back one day, he can come get it, but until then, I'm taking care of this. Entei V. I got this really cool trainer, a reboot pod. Don't know why it's so special though. I'm not complaining. I think it's cool. It's just very curious. Got some regular cards here. One future card. Ancient. Torcat. Got some supporter. Well, one supporter, I should say. Yamper. Hoot Hoot. Torrentor. Turtwig. Beldum. Breloom. I used to have so much trouble with this. I don't know why. I used to have so much trouble with this Pokemon. Heatmore. It's the Eater. And then we got a Rapid Escadrille. Rapska? That has to be a newer Pokemon. And then I have a Roaring Moon. And then a Bronzong. So that is the end of the 7th binder. Again, gonna fill it up with Japanese cards and then move all these other ones to my regular binders. But until then, they'll just stay there. So that's the end of the 7th binder, and now we're on to my 8th binder. So the 8th binder is a mini binder, and this is actually one of the cheaper, like not very good binders that you get when you go to like a Dollar General or something like that and you want to pick up maybe just a pack, and it comes with like a free binder to like put all your cards in and stuff like that. Very flimsy, not very good. So I think it's pretty, but I still think it's, you know, worth keeping. I think it's pretty cool and stuff like that. Maybe for like specialty kind of cards or like promo cards, which is what I'm going to use this for. Again, flimsy, but it comes with a pack of cards too, so can't really beat that, and it's pretty cheap. Okay, so hopefully I can show these, just because this is like a little bit it's hard to freaking film and go through all these. But the first card, as you can see, is a promo card from GameStop from when Journey Together came out, which was not that long ago. But it's Hop Snorlax, which I thought was pretty cool. And then a lot of these, oh, and then I have another Journey Together promo pack. I think this is, or promo card. Again, Iono's Watchrow. I have a bunch of these. I got it when I was opening, I think, the Iono box. I believe it's like a trainer box or something like that. So yeah, I'm gonna switch back to my computer to show the rest of this. All right, we're back here and we're gonna look at the rest of this binder. So again, GameStop promo card here, and also Journey Together Iono box card here. Again, not all of these are filled up. I want to put them with like a bunch of like promo cards, so maybe if like McDonald's has like another when they're not supporting G-Side, but like, you know, hopefully when McDonald's does another collab with Pokemon and they're not supporting bad stuff or whatever, I can go over there and I can get a little Pokemon card and put them in here, or I could just, you know, buy them off eBay or something, who knows. But or at least the ones that I like. But these are Halloween cards. I got them, I believe, last year, but I think they might have been reusing like the 2023 Halloween card ones. I don't know if they come out with like new ones every single year, but yeah. So we got some, definitely a lot of Pokemon Halloween edition cards. All of these are going to be it. Came out with some ancient ones, a Mimikyu, Ogerpon again edition, which I think is pretty cool. Again, these are all just like Halloween edition cards. Umbreon, some of them are shiny, some of them aren't. Or when I say shiny, I mean like reverse hollows. Iron Jugulus, my worst enemy, who I think is just, who I, at the time I just thought was, you know, my Hydreigon. I love Hydreigon so much. One of my favorite Pokemon also. Screamtail, even though he has so many weaknesses. Hydreigon, I swear. Sprigatito. Fuecoco, my baby! I love Fuecoco. That was my starter, obviously. I love him so much, but I do like Sprigatito too. He's pretty cool. Lampet. Litwick. Got some Ghastly. Chandelure. We got a Haunter. Quaxio. Quaxio's cool too. And then that's the end of it. As far as like Halloween cards go, I think I got like a bunch of them, but they started having like duplicates, so I just kind of gave them away and everything like that. I believe it's like it's like trick or treats. You're supposed to give it to kids and stuff like that in their goodie bags and stuff like that, or whatever, their trick or treat bags, which I think is a cute concept. I think it's really cool. But they were on sale, and I was like, ooh, let me get these. Especially since, you know, cards are hard to come by and stuff. So even if it's like a Halloween edition cards and they're not necessarily special or anything, I still think they're worth having in your collection. I think they're pretty cool. So this last sleeve I'm about to show you, forewarning, they are fake cards. I know they are fake cards. But the reason I keep them is because my little brother gave them to me. They're supposed to obviously be Rainbow Rare GX cards. And I have a Drampa one too. Again, these are both fake cards, I know. But I love them because that's what my little brother gave me, because he was so excited one day and he was like, look what I got. And he showed them to me and I was like, wow, those are so cool. Knowing damn well they're fake, but I always kept them. He doesn't know I kept them. He's like a teenager now. I'll never tell him I kept them, but I love them and I'm always going to keep them even though they're fake. And that was my 8th binder. So now we are on to my last binder, which is my 9th binder. That is going to contain all of my absolute favorite cards, like every single card that out of all my collection, these are definitely like my favorites. So I will show that to you guys right now. Alright, so we are on to my last binder, my 9th binder, which is my specialty binder. I definitely want to put stickers on the front of this. I got it specifically just for my favorite cards, and I put a keychain on here too. It is a Lilligate, which I think is super cute. I did want to put a heavy keychain on it. I might get like another like lighter one just to put on it, but for now I think this is fine to show. So this is my first page, which has all of my Keldeo EXs in it, including my first ever Keldeo EX, which is right here. So that's what came in my Keldeo EX tin back in like 2012-ish. I cannot tell because I put stickers over it. I put stickers over the sleeves because I thought it would look nicer and stuff like that. I just think it looks cool. I think it looks cute. This is supposed to be a binder full of all my favorite Pokemon, but I believe it was like 2012, 2011 when I got this card. This card I actually got gifted, I believe, by my little brother, and he knew I liked Keldeo in general, and he gave me this Keldeo EX. So yeah, really warmed my heart. I got this one a little while ago, I believe. Yeah, 2022. So it's been a little bit, but I pulled him. I thought he was super cute. There is more Keldeo. Yeah, I think one of my I think one of the things I really want to do is like collect a bunch of Keldeo EXs and just fill up this binder, or just Keldeo cards. Like I definitely love collecting Keldeo cards. Doesn't matter if it's a repeat, doesn't matter, whatever, like any condition, like I want it. So I've definitely filled up this binder, or at least this page with Keldeos. And then I have this recent Keldeo GX that I got in a bid, and he was very cheap. There are a couple cards I'm going to flash on screen that I would like to add to my Keldeo collection, so I will do that soon. So here is my next cards here, and I'll show this one first. I'll get to the one that looks pretty cool, but I have like a Ninetales in here that I pulled recently, like within the past couple of months. I have a Torchic from the Radiant collection. I have a Raboot that I pulled that I think looks really nice, like super duper cool. I try to keep the theme again on point with like fire Pokemon all being together and stuff. This is an Infernape piece here because he's my favorite. Like that was my starter. That was my starter, my first region, Chimchar, and I love Infernape. I just think he's such a good. I love that Pokemon so much. He's busted. Love him. And then onto my other page, which is fairy Pokemon, like actual fairy Pokemon cards. And the reason I think this page is really interesting is because I pulled this this rainbow rare, Sylveon and Gardevoir, and it was just very random. It's from Cosmic Eclipse, I believe. I pulled it very randomly. I just got a singular pack one day from GameStop, and I pulled it. So I don't know. That's like definitely one of my favorite cards. I love it so much. I knew rainbow rares were a very rare occurrence, so when I got this, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to sleeve this right away. So I did. It was actually funny because one of my friends helped me do that. I never thought of like really sleeving my cards like that. And he was like, dude, you gotta put this in a sleeve. Like I remember sending them a picture and stuff like that. I remember the day I took it. I took a picture of the day I got it and everything like that too. So really cool. Really cool. I got a Clefairy. Is that? Okay, it's an Igglybuff. It's a Togepi. And it is also a Cleffa together. It's a tag team card. It's a fairy card, which I think is really cool. This one right here. And then I got a little Xerneas here that I think is a really nice card. And then a Rombi, and that's like a reverse holo. So, again, I will put stickers and stuff like that around the cards and everything like that. I just think this is like super cool. Yeah, so those are like, that definitely is like I think out of this whole binder, this is like my favorite. This is my favorite one. I'm very proud about pulling that Gardevoir and Sylveon, like super duper proud. Here I have some trainers, some of my favorite trainer cards that I ever got. Obviously these two are like more, this one and then this one are more recent because, you know, it's Journey Together. So I have an Iono's Bellable with EX, which I think is really cool. It is a promo card, but I could care less, you know. At least when I pulled it and stuff like that from the Iono box. I have En's Zoroark right here, which I did pull randomly. I really like it, and I like how it has N in the background. I just like the style of the card, really. And then I have Wally, which I did get a while ago. I actually got it because one of my friends had this card in their collection. They showed it to me, and I love Wally. Wally is such I love Wally as a character, and I like his character development in the game and stuff like that, so I definitely had to have this card. Brought it pretty cheap. I don't think I brought it for too much, and yeah, I've had him ever since. I got him maybe back in like 2018, 2019. Obviously I have to fill this space up, but I haven't found a trainer that I really, really like yet, so definitely gonna wait on that. Then I got some normal cards here. I got my little Japanese Dunsparce that I pulled from Journey Together, or Battle Partners in Japan, which I think is really cool. Got a Chinchino that I really like here from a Radiant collection. I have this Dunsparce EX here that I brought just because I thought he looked so cute. I love Dunsparce. He's just adorable. Love him from Pokemon Mystery Dungeons, Gates to Infinity. I have this Blissey that I like right here because of its art. And I believe that's kind of like a reverse kind of hello kind of one. Then I'm moving on to some of my Grass and Psychic cards. So I have this, right here. I have this Clefairy right here, this Clefairy EX. It's Lily's Clefairy, which I think is really cool. Pulled that recently from Journey Together. I have an Azelf that I really like because of its art. It's like 3D-ish and kind of reminds me a little bit of like PS2 graphics, PS3 graphics. I don't know like what to call it, but like it's just, it looks 3D-ish and it looks nice, like low poly kind of. Then I have down here my Meloetta EX because I love the Radiant collection, like I said before. I wanted Meloetta, so I got her definitely a while ago, like when the Radiant collection was still probably affordable. Now it's over like $1,000 for like a sealed box, or like $10,000 I saw it, and I was like, dude, you're gonna be holding on to that product for the rest of your life. And they'll probably be like, and that's fine, and that's fine. No one's paying for that, bro. Crazy. And if you do, you're delusional. But I got this singular card from the Radiant collection. Again, love it so much. Didn't pay too much for it. And then I have a Lunala. I'm gonna assume that's what it's called. I'm sorry. Terrible at pronouncing Pokemon sometimes. But I thought this was just a really cool card. And again, it's kind of like a reverse hollow kind of card. Then here I got a couple of grass Pokemon. I have a Servine and a Superior here, Radiant Collection Superior. I got this Servine, I put it in here because I really like the art of it. It's really nice, like just very artistic. I love these the art style. I have a Virizion from my V-Box, again, smaller version instead of a big card. And then I have a Reverse Hollow Sprigatito. I definitely have I think you might have saw like a Reverse Hollow or a regular Sprigatito in one of my regular binders, but I really like the art of the Sprigatito, and I like Sprigatito, so yeah, that was pretty cool to put in here. Water Pokemon right here. I pulled this Manaphy EX a while back. Definitely a while back. I forgot which set it is, but it's really cool. Pulled it randomly. Then I have a Milotic. Pretty cool. Like it a lot. Primarina, again, one of my favorite Pokemon. That's why they're in there. I also like Milotic too, so that's why Primarina is in here, and Milotic's in here. Oshawott is also in here. I just like the art style of him. I got my Psychics right here. I got a Team Plasma Garatina. Gary Bear. I love him so much. I love this card. I have a Mashima, I think, but I like it because it's like 3D art right here. Really nice. Reverse Hollow. I have a Cleffa. I think she's really cute. I think this is also reverse too. And then I have a Cresselia. I like Cresselia. I think she's a cool Pokemon. This is where this page starts to get a little bit, you know, full and everything like that. I got a Rayquaza a very long time ago when I first started collecting Pokemon cards. So this is definitely like one of the promo kind of cards. But I love it anyway. I love Rayquaza. Rayquaza is one of my favorite legendaries. So yeah, I have this card, and when I find all of my other favorite dragon cards, I will put them in here too. And then these are some definitely recent things that I pulled. An Excadrill, and I like how he's being fed by like all the construction workers on site, which I think is really cool. They're like having a little picnic. And then I have like a Swinub here that I think is really cool because it's just Swinub in the wild, like grass and everything. Like the artist cards are like really nice. Then I got some more like basic trainer cards that aren't really like specialty kind of ones. I have Burbank City Gym, just because that was like one of my favorite gyms in the Unova region. I have Elisa in here because she is 100% my favorite gym leader. I don't know what it is about electric gym leaders, but I love them so much. Ayano is right next to that, but Elisa will forever have my heart on top. Peak, best trainer, best Pokemon trainer. She eats down bad, and I want to cosplay her one day. Like I'm absolutely the #1 Elisa fan. Love her so much. Then I have a Lily card right here for my own reasons. You'll find out later on when I start posting more videos and everything. But I will say why I like Lily so much. And then I also have Lily's Pearl. So these are definitely like all of my Lily, Elisa, Ayano. Definitely all of my favorite characters are within this binder. And I also like a lot, and I have Anzorak in Japanese. It's an EX, and I pulled it randomly. Some more water Pokemon that I really like. I like this Vaporeon card. Came from Prismatic, which I eventually got my hands on. I don't know how, but I got my hands on it yesterday. Yeah, it was there, so I grabbed it. I got this Plip-Plop from the Radiant Collection, which I really like. It's really cute. I got a Duat. Again, he's kind of like 3D. Definitely one of my older cards, like 2011, 2012, possibly 2013. And then I got this Oshawott here, which I love the art for him. He's so cute here. Love it so much. And then here is my Registeel EX, which is the one that I lost when I was a kid, but I did manage to find like a recent one recently, so yeah, I'm very happy to finally have him back in my collection. He looks as good as new, and he's in good condition, so I'm very happy. I love that card so much, so it made my day to finally have him back in my collection and everything. Definitely one of my favorite cards, so definitely happy to have my Registeel EX back. And again, this is from Dragons Exalted. Then I have some normal cards that I really like. I put, again, like the duplicate Sigly in here. Sil Valley. I definitely put the duplicate one in here because it is one of my favorite cards. I do like it a lot. I may trade my other one, who knows, maybe one day. I have a heptile right here that I think is really cool. As far as like the art goes and stuff like that, very cartoonish. I really like that. I have a Lillipup right here because I like Lillipup. He's very cute. And then I have Per Ugly. I know people don't like Per Ugly because you know it's ugly, but the reason I like Per Ugly and this card specifically is because it reminds me of my cat, Rhodey. I love him so much. He's fat, yes. Don't do too much on him. He is eating healthier. I promise. I love him so much. Like, I love Rhodey so much. I'll tell you guys how I got him, like, in some other video, but I love Rhodey. I love my cat so much. He changed my whole entire opinion of cats in general. Just having a cat, I think, does that to anybody. So Per Ugly reminds me of Rhodey, and the way he's sitting reminds me of Rhodey because Rhodey is a very antisocial cat. So I love him so much, and this card reminds me of him when I pulled it. So I put it in here just for shits and giggles because I really like the card, and it reminds me of my cat. That's why. So yeah. Then I got some more Radiant cards right here. It is a Heatran. It's a shiny Heatran, I believe, which I think is really cool, unless it's a different color, but I believe that's what it's supposed to be, is like a shiny version of the Pokemon. And then I have a Blaziken right here that I pulled recently, which I think is really, really cool. I have this Radiant right here. I like this Pokemon a lot. I believe this is the shiny version of her though, in game. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it is. And then I have another, I'm going to start another water page, again, like water Pokemon cards that I really like. But I have a Kyurem V, which I really like. I got this recently. And then a Suicune. Had to take a quick breather to go take care of a wild mani. Now my hair looks kind of crazy, but you know, I'm black, that's not a crime. I had to go outside, go take care of my dog real quick, and turn the lights on. But the only last page of my binder is this right here, which is a bunch of trainers. So I have the Friends of Paldea. I put it in here because I like all of the rivals that are in the Scarlet and Violet region. So Nimona, Erevan, and then also Penny. And then I put Jubilife Village because it's supposed to be like the past version of Jubilife City, which is in Legends of Arceus. And then I also put Candace because she is also one of my favorite gym leaders. That brings me to the end of my very last binder. I would like to show you at least 3 more things in my collection, that being my Pokemon coins, my Pokemon rated slabs that I got recently, and then also this one pack that I'm going to show you right now. Like I said earlier in the video, one of my favorite all-time Pokemon card collections was the Radiant collection that got released in Japan, known as the Shining collection. And then in Legendary Treasures, they included at least 1 Radiant card in each pack. I decided recently, this was maybe a couple months ago, to make my childhood dream come true and at least own one of the packs that I wanted so badly as a kid, and it is the Radiant collection pack. So I managed to find a print in Korean, and this is actually the pack. I absolutely love it. I don't know when I'm gonna open it. I probably won't. I don't want to say I'll never open it because, like, I low-key am curious of what's in here, but at the same time, I do think it's cool just to kind of have like a sealed pack. I'm actually gonna start like collecting some of my favorite, again, like my favorite sets and everything like that. Just like one singular pack and just like having it in some type of like sleeve or something like that, just as like, it's like memorabilia for me. All right, we are on the second to last thing I have to show you guys, which is my PSA rated slabs. I have about 3, and funny enough, I think as a concept, PSA rated slabs are kind of silly. I won't lie, like, because at the end of the day, it's literally however the person feels on like your card could like literally come out the package like pristine, no handprints or anything like that, and somebody will be like, it's giving a 6. like you know, it really just depends on the person's mood that day, especially when it comes between like a 10 and a 9. But in general, I don't particularly care about like its monetary worth. The only reason I really got these PSA slabs is because they have my favorite gym leaders on them, and I thought it would be cool to own ones that, you know, are kind of like rated high, even though I think conceptually it's a little stupid, but you know, I still think it's pretty cool. Cool, but stupid. So I'll start with the one that's a little bit like, I guess, less like, you know, it's on the cheaper end and stuff like that. One, because it's a 9, and 2, because it's not really a desired card too much. So it is an ultra rare Ayano, and it is rated as a 9. I think she's really cute. Again, I got her because it's my favorite gym leader. I think she's really cute. Again, like, and I thought it would be cool to own like a PSA rated slab. So yeah. I got a special illustrator rare Ayano, and she's got food in her hand. I thought this was like so cute. I love this art so much. Like, I love it so much. And I think sometimes in some cases it's cheaper to get sometimes I've seen in some cases where it's cheaper to get the PSA rated slab than it is to get the loose card, which I was like, what? How does that make sense? But like, yeah, I thought it was really cool. And then my third one, which I'm very proud of, is Elisa's Sparkle from Crown Zenith set, I think. Sword and Shield era, it's 2023, and it is a PSA rated 10. So this is Elisa's Sparkle. Again, I think it's going down in value right now if you care about that kind of thing, but I just think it's really cool. I didn't even take out the wrapper because I like it that much. Like, again, I love Elisa, my all-time favorite gym leader next to Ayano. Again, like, she's just that bitch. Like, I love Elisa so much. And I was like, if I'm gonna get a PSA 10, I'm gonna get a PSA 10 of Elisa. Ayano, you know, I love Ayano. Don't get me wrong, I like Ayano, but Elisa? Ah! I love that woman so much. So these are all 3 of my PSA rated slabs. Very last thing I have to show today is all of my Pokemon coins, which I have collected over time. So I thought it would be kind of nice. I store them in this tin right here. I have like a couple other tins too, but I feel like that don't matter. There is one tin that I want to re-get. Oh my gosh, rebuy. That I did get rid of, and it's my Keldeo EX tin. I know there's a way to get like empty ones, so I definitely want to get it at some point. I got rid of my other one just because it was bent. It was in bad condition. I was like, I don't want to keep it. I might also get my Rayquaza one at some point too, but that's a story for another day. But here are my coins in here, and I don't have very many, but I just thought it would be cool to kind of show. Yeah, and then I also have like a cute little sticker I can show you guys that I got from one of my friends at some point. They had an extra one and they decided to give it to me, but I don't know where this kind of comes from. I don't really remember, but it's this really cool looking sticker. I decided not to like stick it on anything because I think it looks really special. It's a Gengar. Yeah, I don't really know where it comes from, but I thought it was pretty cool, so yeah, keep it on me. Keep that thing on me. Anyway, here are my coins. So I have a Victini. I think it was from a V-Box that I opened for Victini. It's pretty cool. It's a big one. And then on the back of every coin, it's got just Pokemon labeled on there. I have this Pikachu coin, which I think is really nice, you know, real shiny. I have a Shaman coin right here, which I think is pretty cool. I don't remember what I got this from, but I have that. I have my recent Lily coin. This is, again, like the most recent one I got from opening my Battle Partners binder with those cards as well. So I think that's really cool. I like Lily. I like Lily a lot. I have this right here. I forgot. I think it starts with an M. Please don't diss me. I don't want to say the wrong name, so I'm just gonna show him up here. And it sucks because I really like him as a Pokemon. He battles real good. He's real good in battle. So actually, let me look up the name real quick. Gosh, there was no reason to freaking pause the video. It was freaking it's Metagross. I love Metagross. I do. I promise I do. I think I got a shiny one in game, and I also have a regular one, so it's pretty cool. And then I have Shaman again, and it's Skyform, and then Jirachi on this coin. And I was gifted this one by the same friend that gave me my sticker. And then just got the back. And that is my entire Pokemon card collection and coin collection. I know I didn't have to include it, but I thought it would be kind of nice to do. All I really gotta say is, for the Pokemon hobby, just hang in tight for real. It's Pokemon cards have always been a joy for me. Like, I've always loved them. I always liked collecting them, and it sucks now that it's been infiltrated by a bunch of people who are broke and refuse to get a job. Don't get me wrong, it sucks. I don't like it as much as the next guy, but there's still different ways to participate in the hobby. Like I said, you can go online, just buy singular cards and go to your local card shop, and then you just gotta be patient and kind of like ask whoever at retail stores and stuff like that. Don't harass them, but you know, just ask. And sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't, but all you have to remember is that this market is not permanent, okay? Pokemon cards go down in value eventually. Like, the fact that they even have a value is crazy to me, but they go down. It's pieces of cardboard, all right? It's not that serious. Don't fight nobody for them, whatever. And honestly, Pokemon cards have just always been like kind of like again, like a niche or hobby of mine, but it's always nice to look back to. I love showing people my cards. Like, I get so proud when I show my Rainbow Rare. Like, I was like, I pulled that myself. Like, I was just so so excited to like open these cards growing up and stuff like that. And I'm upset that little kids don't get the same, I'm assuming the same chance as me, or even same joy as me. That's the assumption. Opening cards and stuff like that. And I just pray to God that this market goes down and freaking grown men are no longer interested, other than the ones that are actually here for the hobby. And then things can get back to normal, and then you can see product on the shelves and kids can open as many card packs as they want, and I can get back to casual collecting. So yeah, if you like this video, please give it a like, share with your friend. I hope you enjoyed looking at my collection. Did you like this video? Did you not? I don't know why you wouldn't like it. I'm perfect. But I'm just kidding. But thank you so much for watching. I know I have been backed up on content a lot. My last video was posted, after editing this, it might be about 3 weeks. Okay, I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm going to try to get this out as quickly as possible. I have another video that I'm working on currently. I will get to that. But again, still working on room tour. Will happen. Can't put a date on it, but it will happen. But I just want to thank you guys so much for watching and sticking around. This was my 2000s time capsule. Tell somebody you love them today, because you know tomorrow's not promised to us, so do that. And I will see you guys in the next one.